Welcome to Pod Return to the Waking Sands. We are a Final Fantasy XIV companion podcast where we explore the lore and story of Hydaelyn and beyond. My name is Jen, and I'm joined by my co-host and researcher.
I'm Levi.
What's up, Levi? Levi. What's up, Levi?
What's up today is we're talking about...
You're not even going to address the flub. That's, I appreciate it.
The Armorer job quest in Heavensward.
Armorer.
Armorer.
It's one of those uncomfortable words to say.
It is.
Judiciary and ladle.
I find that
Rural. Yeah, exactly.
Hard.
Like rural. You're going to say rural or you're going to say rural, and both sound just absolutely bonkers.
Yep. Today, though, we're not talking about that. We're talking about the Armorer. This was leveled up for me alongside many other jobs with our fervent moogling. There are so many moogs to moogle.
I've leveled up so far, and there's still way more to go. 3 whole jobs from 50 to 60.
Yep.
So, pro tip. Also, Moogles, they are the only crafter allied society quest line in Heavensward. Everything
that is normal.
Is combat. I was looking, okay, so the reason I know that.
We're to be given pro tips on Moogles in the Armorer quest line, Jen, but
well,
go on.
It's completely taken over my fucking life for the last 3 weeks, so I'm going to talk about it.
We're on week 4 now, Jen.
Thank you. Appreciate your validation. So yesterday, I was looking up...
Also, Jen doing this for like 10 minutes a day has taken over her life, but
yeah,
go on.
It's the mental load, okay? It's the emotional labor. Yesterday, I was like, okay, I should probably start working on Armorer, right? And I assumed, like many things, I would just do New Game Plus because that's kind of my preferred method. And Tar, she is pretty much every crafter is in the 90s, if not totally maxed out at this point. So, and I went to go to my main Tar and be like, all right, let's do some New Game Plus. And I realized that Armorer is like the only job that I haven't touched since level 53. And so I had to be like, oh, fuck. I have to level her up to 60 before I start the quest because they don't really give that much XP, frankly. So I was like, oh, but Moogles, hella XP. So I go to the Turning Mists and I'm looking for my man Mogzin and he's not around. I'm like, okay, so what's the quest that starts the quest? And I look it up. And it's
Jen, if you're going to blow our load early, we have a whole section in next week's episode about the prerequisite quests.
This is all about Armorer, I swear to God. So I'm looking up the unlock quest. I saw that not only had Tar not unlocked, she hadn't unlocked the Allied Society quest for Moogles, and not only is there not one unlock quest, but there are, I think, 16...
Again, burning our pod next week, but...
Fuck off. 16, at least, unlock quests. 16 goddamn yellow quests to finally get to the point where you can do Allied Society Moogle quests.
Well, this has been the Moogle teaser.
So... I wasn't even going to talk about that because you had so artfully woven these quest lines into our Heavensward experience.
Thanks, Jen.
Like so under the radar. So by the time we got to doing Moogles, it was just like, there it is. It wasn't even a thing that we had to think about, or at least for me. Like, oh my God, if we want to do Moogles, we got to do 16 of these fucking jackass side quests.
Thank you for saying I'm artful.
Yes, you're welcome. And so then I was like, well, that's super not happening. But I was desperate and I was like I was almost going to do it. I was almost going to just be like, I'll stay up late and do it because I need to level Armorer. So then I was Googling, okay, Final Fantasy XIV, best way to level crafters. And they're like, how about leave quests? I'm like, fucking leave quests! Of course! Leave quests! So I went to Ishgard and I did some leave quests. The leave quests in Ishgard, I mean, this gave XP like fucking crazy. I did 6 leave quests and I was like at 59.5. So there you go.
I would have said do the script turn-ins personally.
I did my Grand Company turn-in, which was also huge. A huge buttload of... I got 2 levels out of that. And then I went to leave quests, did 6 of those, and I was good to go. So, crisis averted.
Well, grats.
So now we can talk about armor.
Jin, what happened last time in our Armorer adventures?
All right. We've got Hananza, right? She's the guildmaster. And there were like some noob armorers that were having difficulties of a variety of difficulties. And she wanted us to mentor them, but she also had like another guy, Blansteer. Is it BL?
It is Blansteer, yes.
Yeah. So Blansteer, he is an armorer. He's a craftsperson. He's high level. He's usually in charge of mentoring the students, but he has like a shit fuck attitude, and he's filling their head with a lot of just bad habits, shitty perspectives. Like, if you suck at this, then give up. We don't want you. Okay, like, you did this wrong. We don't want you. That's it. You get one chance. That's it. And Hananza's like, he's not mentoring anybody. He sucks. He is old, stubborn, old goat man. And, like, he is so fucking insufferable and stubborn that it gets to such a point that Hananza and me and Blansteer have to craft something to show to the Admiral, Moralvib, and, have her be, like, the final arbiter of, like, who made good shit. And spoilers, it was not Blansteer, and it destroyed his ego. And
much like she destroyed her own dude by shooting them a bunch of times.
Yeah, that was wild, huh?
You're also kind of glossing over the latter half of the quest line, which is called back to here, which is the dumb competition we got into, where he somehow convinced Hananza to wager the guild upon this craft off.
The craft off. I forgot about that. I forgot about the stakes.
It is called back to in this quest line, but go on.
Well, I mean, I guess, but I only remembered because Blanster got his fifis hurt, and then apparently when we start this, he basically disappeared for a couple years, and then came back. Hopefully doing some self-discovery. I don't know.
Well, we will find out today.
We will find out.
Thank you for the recap, Jen.
You're welcome.
We resume at Neldik and Vimeles in Limsa.
Nuldik?
Or what? Naldik?
Naldik, I would say. Naldik and Vimeles.
Jen would not say dick, you're right.
I would not say dick. Ever. That's so gauche.
Our Jen, would you take some dictation, please?
Fuck off.
Our drop-in
I don't appreciate it.
Is timely, as Guildmaster Hananza is concerned about our once rival Blansteer. He had a long sulk after his defeat, then he suddenly became engulfed in the fires of passion, banging out a suit of armor in short order, while mumbling something to the effect of understanding the true nature of armor. When questioned, he declared he was going to venture into the wilds alone to put his craft to the test. Though he is a big lad, he couldn't fight his way out of a fishing net. But still, he refuses to be deterred from his course. But perhaps we will have more luck in persuading him. We do not. Instead, we need to tail him into the wilds during his misadventures to make sure he's not hurt too badly. We follow his trail into Middle La Noscia, where we find Blansteer in a hefty suit of armor, panting and surrounded by a quartet of dork-ass adventurers.
They're pretty dorky, yeah.
We have Dad Hair Elzin Conjurer, rocking his side part.
Dad Hair! Like 1986 corporate office dad hair.
We have Discount Glam Lancer.
Oh, no.
A clothesless Lalafell pugilist.
Yep, he knows.
And hipster rogue gladiator in thick glasses.
This is the fucking, the dark, like the fake glasses you could get at Hot Topic.
Yep.
That's what he's wearing.
Hot Topic gladiator.
I totally owned a pair of those.
Typical of
It
Jen.
really elevated my whole look.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
These guys rescued Blansteer from his near-death experience with a rat. Despite his poor combat performance, they are impressed by his willingness to risk his life for the sake of his craft, so mayhap they will call upon him next time they need an armorer.
Fair.
For his part, Blansteer had an epiphany as death stared him in the face. He's got to get himself back to the forge. Back in Limsa, we tell Hananza what happened, and she asks us to keep an eye on Blansteer while he finds himself. And that is the theme of the quest.
Yeah, pretty much. This is all about Blansteer. Oops, all Blansteer. I appreciate your rundown of the late party team there. And also the conjurer guy he's got like that basic ass like level 10 robe on.
Yep.
And also some weird shoes. Like he basically has cobbled together some hand-me-downs. That's what he looks like. Like, I don't know what these shoes are from. They're from something. But they are
from the level 1 job quest, probably.
But they're like bright blue, red, and white. It's so jarring against his like yellowed linen robe. We all know the one. And I'm like, what are these shoes? It's weird. Everybody else's shoes look great. Okay. So it's time to check in on Blansteer. And he asks me if I'm still willing to swing a hammer for ol' him. The group of adventurers...
Don't steal Brithael's bit, Jin.
He did. That's literally what he said. He's like, are you willing to swing a hammer for me? And I was like, that's exactly what Brithael said.
I think the ol is what punctuates Brithael's line.
Willing to swing a hammer for ol'... not Brithael. So the group of adventurers who helped him with his rat problem were so impressed by his armor, which did look very flashy and nice, that they commissioned a piece for themselves. The issue, because of course there is one, is Blansteer just doesn't understand exactly what they want, and he wants us to go and like interpret for him. So Benether, the conjurer, and Sasapiku, the monk, who has hardly any clothes on, await us at the Drowning Wench. After much cajoling, Benether has convinced his barely clothed monk companion, the snake, quote-unquote, to at least wear a helmet while on the job. Because he's so averse to clothing at all, they want a helmet that's strong and light so that he forgets he's wearing it. And Blansteer walks up and he's listening to all this again, and he's like, he has like a tantrum. No, that's impossible. It's an impossible commission. You can't have it light and also strong. This is stupid. We're not doing it. And then Hananza walks up and she's like, all right, you can't say that you'll vow to listen to your clients and then in like the same breath spit in their face when they give you a commission and tell you exactly what it is that they want. A true artisan would figure it out. And she recommends speaking to Jiva and Beaton of the Leatherworkers and Carpenters Guilds, respectively, as they have a wealth of knowledge in balancing lightness and strength in their work. Blansteer doesn't believe this will do anything. They don't even work with the same materials. Fucking do what you want. Whatever. And he walks off. So our first stop is Beaton, and he's all like, a metal helm? Ugh, I thought I detected the stench of the forge about you. I must admit to feeling somewhat betrayed. But he shall not deny us. He shall not deny us his wisdom. Thank you. As with any craft, considering the material before you begin work is the most important step. Surely there must be a metal that will retain its strength, despite being hammered thin. He doesn't know what that is, obviously, but hey, point taken. Let me go see Jiva. And she reminds us of her pattern making, where they make use of every last strip and square of material, which is respecting the life that was lost in giving up the material. But, you know, in the terms of an armorer, you're adding unnecessary material, and thus you're adding weight. So this is another example of waste. And so if you're very efficient with your materials, you won't have to worry about that.
I am not impressed by the caliber of this advice.
No.
Maybe try lighter materials is not something that I think we need to be
on extra material.
Yes. Don't put fins on it.
Your helmet doesn't need a spoiler.
I would hope we could figure this out ourselves without this input, but
we go back to Hananza and she's like, I mean, yeah, that's pretty common sense shit, but it still applies. So she says that titanium has the best strength to weight ratio, and rather than a full helmet, we should make a mask instead. So we make the thing and we deliver it to Sasapico, and he is delighted with the finished product. And Blansteer comes over to check out this quote unquote impossible piece of armor, and like Sasapico like poses for him as he's checking it out. And he's like, ching, ching. It's very cute.
To be fair to Blansteer, this protects very little of his Lala proportioned head.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully this enemy will go for his mouth.
And yep. He also is like, he's got a buzz cut, so there isn't even like hair
Yep.
to absorb a blow.
Snakes don't have hair, Jen.
You're right. Speed is the name of the game, and at least he won't get like a claw in the mouth. So there you go. Blanstier's all like, wow, okay, I see how the corners and the curves made the metal reinforce its weak spots. This is genius. Dang, looks like my eyes weren't as open as I thought they were. A little chink in the armor there.
Nice.
Huh.
We return to Blanstier later. Unsurprisingly, he is balking at another commission that isn't the biggest and heaviest armor that you have. In this case, it's been commissioned by the Lancer lady. She wants a chest piece. But she took one look at Blanstier's work and turned her bloody nose up at it. Not pretty enough, she says. So we told them to take their fancy Lancer and toss her into the sea. We head back to the wench to get the full story, and we find Benether with the Lancer, Barbarella. She complains. Oh, he made me some armor all right, but the style was absolutely dreadful. How can I possibly perform legendary deeds looking like an oversized kettle? Imagine the portraits they would paint. Imagine the sculptures. I've got bad news for her. The Warrior of Light doesn't get portraits or sculptures. If she's not Halone or Lolorito, she's out of luck.
Oh, fuck.
All the same, glams are important, so we do indulge her. One thing I don't like about this questline, Jen, is how much we have to rely on Hananza to hold our hand. We can't do much of anything without her telling us to go consult this guildmaster or to go make this thing.
We come back to her and we're like, they said that they wanted this. What do I do?
In other crafting quests, we have been allowed to take our personal initiative, but here we have to be micromanaged. Yeah. But also we have to hoof it back and forth across the Aft Castle multiple times per quest step because we need her advice.
Just helping adults communicate with one another also.
This time, she suggests we consult the Ul'Dan guildmasters, and we do get better advice this time around. Goldsmith Serendipity notes that ceremonial armor often includes elegant flourishes, but for practical applications, consider decorating the parts of your armor that are less likely to be struck, the edges and hollows, for example.
Excellent.
Weaver, Redolent Rose, suggests that we consider the use of color in our designs. Not simply the choice of hue, even the same shade could have drastically different appearances when enhanced with a lustrous, glossy sheen.
Boom.
True that. He also remarks that a rugged Rogadin had recently questioned him about a similar topic. We tell Hananza about our findings, and she says that we need to make a titanium piece with a darker hue for the main surface, burnished until it gleams. And to decorate the edges with a brighter metal, rose gold should do it, to provide an eye-catching contrast. We bring the commission to the adventurers, and Barbarella is in the midst of posing when Blanstier shows up to nag us further. But what? Don't tell me a Forge Summit the spear-wielding she-demon actually approves of. Hold still a moment.
My God.
It's so simple. But the rose gold gives it the hint of extravagance. And also he tells us that he went to go question Redolent Rose himself, trying to take Hananza's example, but did not take the lessons away that he should have. All parties now satisfied, the conjurer Benether begins to propose the next commission when the gladiator Wanamaga barges in. Is this why you've called me here? To spend more of your coin on gear we don't need? Benether begins to explain that as the tank he needs to have good gear in particular, but Wanamaga counters. You should look to your own abilities, healer. If you weren't so sluggish with your spells, then maybe we wouldn't have to rely on expensive armor to save our hides.
Take it to the subreddit, guys.
They begin to bicker. We are witness to another party breakdown. Is Benether the new Edda?
Oh, no.
Is Wanamaga Avir?
No. It's also Wanmaga.
Is it?
Yeah, well, there's no Wana. Camp Wana, we hold you in our hearts.
Okay.
Yeah.
Benether exclaims, how many times have I saved you from the brink of death? 'Tis your seeming fondness for injury that forces me to consult with armorers in the first place. You think I enjoy being wounded? Counters Wanmaga. How many times have I risked my life to save yours? If this is the thanks I can expect, you can try fighting without me. He storms off in a huff, with Benether threatening to replace him. Barbarella comments to us, the way they argue now, you'd not think they've been friends since childhood. Meanwhile, though, Blanstier is still impressed by the armor. Maybe he should take Hananza's advice more seriously, though it pains his pride to admit it.
Well, it's the first step, man. Well, Blanstier does do that, actually. He's been doing some learning under Hananza. And because he's busy with his studies, he asks me to handle Benether's newest commission request.
It's amazing this team keeps going to him for commissions after the first two, but they've probably figured out the life hack that if they ask him for the job, they get us to do the job for a steep discount.
Right.
Like 2,000 gil, which is the cost of like an nugget.
Let's break some immersion here and be like, okay, so you commission a chest piece of armor, which would be like a normal person's life savings. It's like buying a car, like a really nice car. This is something that will last you the rest of your life. So you're spending a ton of money. And so back in the day, you commissioned a piece of armor. It would take months to make, and it would cost you a absolute ton of money. So I mean, you had to be one of the landed gentry, to afford it. So it's just be like a craftsperson makes this armor and they show up with it, and you're like, no, it's kind of ugly. Can you make me a new one? Like, it's just crazy.
Well, Jen, you're taking down the foundation of the 14 job quests with us slapping out shit left and right.
That's all I'm saying.
All right, burn it all down.
So when we go talk to Benether, he's apologetic about the unfortunate scene between him and Juan Maga. So far, they've had no luck in finding a new gladiator. But to spice up their job listing, Benether wants to offer a free shield to their selected applicant. However, he doesn't know the first thing about shields, and he can't go ask Juan Maga about it for obvious reasons. So it's up to us to find him and get his opinion on what makes an ideal shield. Well, last they heard, he said he was leaving for Ishgard to meet a quote-unquote old lover. And Benether thinks that's a total lie. And he's probably right now pacing outside the gates of judgment all pissed off because he forgot foreigners can't just walk into the city. And
this thing about seeing a foreign lover, it struck me as like, I have a girlfriend that lives in Canada.
Yeah, she doesn't go here.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly where he is. He's pestering one of the guards to let him in and meet his goddess, Halone. Oh. So when we show up, he asks, hey, are you allowed in there? And we're like, yeah. He's like, okay, so could you go in, please, and complete my pilgrimage for me and pray before the statue of Halone at St. Raimo's Cathedral? Pray for the safety of my companions, and then when you're done, we can talk about this shield stuff. So we do. I teleport in, teleport the cathedral, do the pray, teleport out. It all felt very sacrilegious. So I complete the shield. And, so I do that, and Juan Maga is like, well, as far as shields go, most people probably want something that doesn't weigh a lot. No shit. How about a shield made out of titanium? Perfect. I've got a stack of nuggets. I got to use them nuggets for something. I, for one...
Like selling to me.
Apparently, yeah, that was great. Everybody... The cheapest stack was a stack of 99. And I'm like, well, I'm going to need a bunch of these. And 99 was like orders of magnitude more than what I actually needed. So I put like 30 of them back on the market board. And then the next day I saw that Shuket bought my stuff. And I'm like, hey, thanks for the money.
Yeah, for like 600 gil a piece.
No, they were like $8.99 or something a piece.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So, he says, I, for one, would be overjoyed to own a hoplon crafted of such material. So
well, you are missing the dissonance in this quest step, Jen, which is that Juan Maga says that he takes his devotions very seriously, but he fears that Benether and co would mock him for it. For someone so devout, supposedly, he should know he can't go to Ishgard to pray to Halone.
Right.
And have a place to go to pray. Like, it makes no sense.
Immersion broken. Yeah.
It's not add up. He should have a go-to shrine. Plus, he's in Kurth's Western Highlands. There are plenty of places of worship here without having to go across the bridge, the Steps of Faith.
I don't know. Maybe he heard something about them being open. He's so mad. He's so mad about his argument.
I'm so mad I'm going to go somewhere new.
And he's like, I'm going to fucking force my way into Ishgard and pray to Haloni and be like, rah, 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 rah,
Great.
rah. Well, I complete the shield, and everyone gathers around to marvel at its aesthetic and functional perfection. Benether is sure with such a sign-on bonus, people will be falling over themselves to join our group. Now we wait. Well, we don't have to wait long for Wanmaga to show up, and Benether immediately is all like, what the fuck are you doing here? Since apparently you're too good for new equipment. And Wanmaga gets mad because he just wanted a free hoplin. But not if it comes from you. Is it so hard to accept gifts from your friends? Benether asks, frustrated. It is, Wanmaga says, when you refuse to spend a single coin on yourself. Aha! The rest of us watching the exchange probably say to ourselves. Wanmaga gestures to his current armor. All of this, as old as it is, was bought by you for an amount I could never afford. Yeah, Benether seems like he came from some kind of noble house, and he's like the ghost in the willow, financing this.
He's got a trust fund from his hedge fund manager dad.
Exactly.
Whose haircut he copied.
Lol. Yet, there you are in those hand-me-downs, weird shoes. You gotta start putting yourself first sometimes. And Benether disagrees to an extent, because Wanmaga, by nature of his position in the group, has to put himself directly in harm's way. He should be considered first. And here's a truth bomb for all of us. And yet, Wanmaga says, speaking honestly with you scared me more. T. Wanmaga asks his friend for forgiveness and to rejoin the team. Well, of course you can, Benether says. You're the only gladiator we trust. And Sasapiku and Barbarella look at each other with some knowing expressions. What a surprise! How did Benether know that Wanmaga would come running for a shield he'd always wanted? And Barbarella is like, and it's impossible that Wanmaga would have guessed who posted that recruitment notice in the first place. What are the odds? Yeah. Well, with the personal drama settled, Blansteer steps up with an offer. He'll make a new suit of armor for Wanmaga free of charge. And he'll ask a weaver friend to make Benether some new robes at cost. And they're like, oh my god, that's amazing. So time passes, I suppose, and everyone now is suited up and stoked about their new digs. And the party, they do like a 1, 2, 3 go team, and they run out to confront their quote-unquote terrible foe they've been talking about this whole time. Then Blansteer turns to us. I knew talking to Hananza was the right choice. Under her tutelage, I've become a different man. You might even say I've been reforged.
Nice. Except that he said that, not Jen. So, nice to Blansteer.
Yep, not Jen. Yep. So we go, after a little bit, we go check in again with Blansteer. And apparently our friends have returned from their adventure, and Blansteer wants to welcome them back and maybe check out how his armor held up. And we go to the Drowning Wench, and instead of a triumphant return, the party is sitting dejectedly on the floor, grappling with their brush with death. Benether says he was too slow with his spells, and Wanmaga blames his positioning, and Blansteer just wants to know if his armor failed in any way. Wanmaga admits, actually, yeah, it was the armor. When we got into it, I realized that I couldn't move my arms freely as like I needed to. And Blansteer is like, oh shit, I didn't even consider like a gladiator's range of movement. That's my bad. So Blansteer, seeing that he's still got some learning to do, asks us to make the best suit of armor we are capable of making. Benether is like, stop, no. Like, what have we done to deserve all of this free shit?
You've been around during my midlife crisis.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like you just right place, right time. But Blansteer reminds him that they actually saved his life. So it's only fair that he helps maybe prevent their deaths. Well, in the meantime, he will be interviewing folks at the Gladiators Guild on what elements should be incorporated into a bespoke set of armor. And Hananza, I mean, she's still reeling from like the total 180 Blanster's personality has done, but she also thinks that there's more than one issue at play here. So she's going to go to Ul'dah and speak to the Miners Guild. Ooh, I think I know what she's cooking up. When we go to the Gladiators Guild to just make sure he isn't being a piece of shit, we find out that Blanster is kind of still being a piece of shit. He hasn't lost all of his edge, apparently, because Milla, the Gladiator Guild master, is like, I'm not speaking to you. Your attitude sucks. And he's like, can you go talk to her for me? So we have the conversation with Milla instead.
Off screen, sadly.
Off screen. Yeah, it's just like it goes like fades to black and then fades back in. And when apparently we've had a discussion. We learn that the chest piece should be super strong, like right in front of the chest, but the arms should be like much lighter and offer like a complete range, full range of motion. And he says, that sounds like a Lorica to me. And then we go to the Miners Guild, and Hananza's inroads there have presented even more useful knowledge. Adamantite, an ore previously thought completely exhausted, was recently found in new veins. So now adamantite...
New veins in Az's Law.
In Az's Law.
Yeah, well, she says that it's in like
Allegan
a recent
territory.
Allegan territory.
My apologies.
Which is Az's Law, and I'm assume that you bought them off the auction house or whatever, but if you
I had some in my hoard. This is why you hoard.
Oh, this is not why you hoard.
That's exactly why. Hoard, friends! Or
you can have liquidity, you can hoard liquidity instead. That can be any nugget.
But then you don't get to be smug and be like, see, I've held on to this
and then you'll get corrected for
3 years, and now finally
for holding on to illiquid assets. Regardless, though.
I can sell them whenever I want.
Can you, Jen?
And also, because they're non-liquid, they're not subject to well, they kind of are subject to fluctuations in the market. So you can just wait for when everything's good, and then you can sell them.
I see. That's what you're doing. That's your strategy, Jen.
Yeah. Smart.
Anyway,
Smart.
Negan genocide. Yeah. So if we mine the actual ore, it is in Az's Law.
Well, there you go.
There we go.
And so I got one more sentence.
This is a nice touch, I'm just going to say, with the MSQ, a nice nod to what's going on.
Yeah, it's great. Like, we just recently got our asses in there, and look at that. It's already
paying
dividends. Off. Yeah. Just topical colloquialism on our turn of phrase, whatever. So now, adamantite is uniquely strong yet flexible metal, perfect for the Lorica Blansteer wants for one Maga.
All right, so we have to forge a high quality, of course, adamantite Lorica, which takes the master recipe book. We slap it out and slap it on Juan Maga.
Slap it out.
Even a behemoth would have a hard time putting a scratch on that thing. And the whole piece is so light, you'd think he was wearing nothing at all. He says that actually.
Nothing at all.
Yes, thank you, Jen.
Stupid, sexy Juan Maga.
He's not sexy, I'm sorry.
No, I mean, to each their own.
His head looks too big for his body, despite having every rose body / head. It looks small.
I think it's the hair.
I agree. The hair is slimming to his face, which is not a good look for him.
Yeah, I don't like the haircut, but I do like the glasses. That's all.
With the right outfit, yes. With this outfit, no.
It's really... It doesn't go, like, at all.
It does not go.
But he looks great in this Lorica, I will say.
I don't like it, actually.
He was made to wear this shit.
It is a deep green dye on it. I don't like the look of the armor itself, really. Okay. With a different dye job, maybe, but this look, no.
And better than the default, which is like a flesh tone, which is like a grayish.
Grayish.
Yeah, it looks like an old pork chop.
An old pork chop.
Boiled pork chop.
Nice. Did you say a milk pork chop?
As opposed to like a milk steak?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Thank you, Jen.
Yeah.
Anyways, though, because of Blansteer's ongoing midlife crisis, he has made armor for all these guys, which is an extravagance, but he's like, here, I have a new armor for you, and a new armor for you.
Yeah, he went full Oprah on it.
So he got a weaver, his weaver friend, to make a hat for Benether, and they all convinced Salala to put a fucking shirt on, finally. And the Lancer gets a face guard, letting her features show on through.
Which protects her temples? Her hairline?
If you were to slash at her face, it would
It would, yeah, like,
ward
with,
the
like,
blow.
yeah, you come out with like a sword across the face.
Yeah.
It would prevent
She
it
would
from
get
cutting
cut,
in.
but not. It would not
wouldn't
like run her
slice or draw
through.
off.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, it does do
there
something.
is some utility, yes,
but not going to protect her actual brain parts.
Yeah, but she can't do the tin can, which I understand.
Yes. Either way, though, if they lose with this makeover, don't bother coming back.
Basically, yeah. Now
There's
it's
no
a you
helping
problem.
them. Yes. So we see them off, and Blanster says to us that he's never been one much for encouraging folks. He never knew it could feel this good, though.
La, la, la.
Getting beat by Hinanza all them years ago was bad enough, but after losing the same contest to the Armor Smith of Light, in front of the Admiral no less, he lost He-Wei as well. But he has learned the value of listening to he clients, but more importantly, how to listen to he colleagues. Hinanza wonders, now we can work together to raise our craft to new heights. Yes, Blanster reckons he might be good enough to challenge her to another contest. Wait, what? 3 rounds, winner takes all. He runs off in a frenzy. She goes, well, a little friendly rivalry is good for the guild, and even a Forge Master should be kept on her toes. Do your worst, you old buzzard. I'll be ready for you. The end. What an exhausting workplace. Can't we do our fucking jobs for once?
Yeah. Well, it all worked out in the end. Blanster isn't an asshole anymore, at least on the job. And yeah, so a little self-awareness goes a long way.
But not enough self-awareness.
I don't know what that means.
What it means is that he can't actually calm the fuck down and do work. He's got to have her pride off again with Hinanza.
Oh, no. No. That just seemed fun. Just, a little, just like old times.
Just like old times.
Don't sit on your laurels thinking that old Blanster is just going to be like...
I'm pretty sure he was not joking. He's like, I'm going to forge some ingots. Watch out, Hinanza.
Yeah, whoever forges the best ingots first wins. Ready, set, go! And he runs off, which is very cute.
It is cute. I agree. This whole quest is cute. I like this one a lot. Probably one of my top Heavensward job quests so far.
Yeah. Which... They haven't been very good.
They have not been very good on the whole. There are some good ones in there, but yeah, I have not been super fond of most of them, to be sure. But this one, it's a comedy quest, obviously, but it's not slapping you over the head with it. It's a bit subtle, and I think that the adventuring team is also a good fit
the
for
introduction to that. Yeah, I like that Blanster was like, I'm gonna make the best fucking suit of armor I can, and I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna fight something. I'm gonna learn something by fighting. And he gets his ass kicked by a rat, and these guys passing by were like, oh man, that guy's gonna die. And now, we have friends, and he's like, you know what? You all are going to be my guinea pigs.
Yeah. Well, they've all got character, though.
I know!
There's more than 2 characters.
Bro,
big win to begin with for Heavensward job quests.
Benether, they all have a very, immediately we can see, these characters.
Yeah.
And then the introduction of, which, totally didn't need to do it, but really liked it, the long history between Benether and Wanmaga. And, it isn't just an ego thing. It's I just care about you, bro, which is really cute and refreshing. And we still didn't fix his shoes, though.
Those are heirlooms.
We got him a hat. He did need a hat. He was hatless, but the shoes, egregious.
Yeah. Also, just overall a good rhythm, too. Do not feel like anything overstayed or understayed. It's welcome. Just right to the points, but not too fast, not too slow, and a appropriate time for the plot twist. Also, non-predictable plot twist. Not shocking, but it's not like, oh my God, here we go again. At some point, the kid's going to run away and the dad's going to have to chase after him. And the dad loved him all along, but was traumatized. There was not, I guess, a trope you could see a mile away. Yeah. It's tropey, yes, but it's not evident from the first step what's going to happen here.
Oh, yeah.
So, just again, good pacing, a good story, good characters. I am a fan. That is all I have to say about this quest line, Jen.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Well, next time the Mughals will have been moved there last. And so we're for real on to the Allied Society quest.
That's all. That's all I have to say.
Great.
And that will do it for today's episode.
Officer, I got one question for you. What are those?
If you want to get in touch with us, you can at podreturnffxiv@gmail.com. We are on Blue Sky at the same tag. And check the show notes for our Discord and a link to the official podcast t-shirt with art done by Levi himself. And last but not least, our Patreon, patreon.com/podreturnffxiv. And for $1 or $2 a month, you get access to other stuff that we do, including like the seasonal events, card game. We just did an episode about Mahjong, which was super fun, actually, and now I'm obsessed. And our bonus series, Sightseeing Log, where we play a different game and talk about it. And this season, I am playing Final Fantasy VI for the first time, and I'm talking about my experience with Levi and you all. So check it out if and you want. And with that, we hope you enjoyed the episode. Have a good day or night, and we will see you next time. Thank you for subscribing to Dragon Facts. Did you know that when dragons get hurt, they go to sleep for a long time to get better? It's true. There are no dragon doctors, only dragon naps. Wow. I wish I could take a long nap and wake up without this UTI. Thank you for listening to Dragon Facts. Goodbye.